दादी खूबियों से तुम, ओ दादी खूबियों से तुम बहुत ही याद आओगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगी। ओ दादी खूबियों से तुम बहुत ही याद आओगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगी।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
ओ दादी खूबियों से तुम, हमें गम है नहीं दादी, मिलन अब हो नहीं सकता। खुशी है यूं जिया जीवन जो कोई जी नहीं सकता। हमें गम है नहीं दादी, मिलन अब हो नहीं सकता। खुशी है यूं जिया जीवन जो कोई जी नहीं सकता। वो गाथा रत्नों की, वो गाथा रत्नों की सपनों में सुनाओगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगी।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
जो सोचा वो किया तुमने, कहा वो कर दिखाया है। नहीं देखा कहीं तुम सा कोई ना तुम सा पाया है। जो सोचा वो किया तुमने, कहा वो कर दिखाया है। नहीं देखा कहीं तुम सा कोई ना तुम सा पाया है। गगन धरती हमारी हो, गगन धरती हमारी हो, हमारे साथ ही होगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगी।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
रही सेवा जो तन से थी, वतन से वो चली करने। विश्व में शांति की शक्ति सभी में तुम चली भरने। रही सेवा जो तन से थी, वतन से वो चली करने। विश्व में शांति की शक्ति सभी में तुम चली भरने। चले नक्शे कदम पर हम, चले नक्शे कदम पर हम, यही श्रद्धांजलि होगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी याद आओगे। ओ दादी खूबियों से तुम बहुत ही याद आओगी। करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
करेंगे याद बाबा को तो तुम भी साथ आओगे। करेंगे याद बाबा को
तो तुम भी साथ आओगे।
Om Shanti. May I request those who are sitting at the back to come forward, please, and those who are not listening to the translations. So today is very special day because tomorrow is our dear Dadi Gulzar's Memorial Day. So here we have very experienced Sister Gita with us to share her richness of experiences with us. And Gita Ben was born in East Africa, Tanzania, got knowledge in Baroda in 1979, came to London, got sustenance from Dadi Janki, and Dadi sent her to America in 1985, and she's doing service in Los Angeles for the past 24 years, and we welcome her. Thank you.
Om Shanti. I'd just like to ask you what you like to hear. What do you like to hear? Anyone? How many you personally met Dadi Gulzar? Okay. I met Dadi Gulzar in 1937. I especially came from India to London, and Dadi was there. She came in London, and from London, Dadi Janki made the decision that I should go to America. One thing, nobody likes to go when there is a senior, and to go into that remote place where nobody's there and you have to start Baba Seva. But because Dadi Janki, one thing she underlined, all of her sisters, that whenever the senior says something or requests something to go for Baba's service, only one word you have to use. Because Baba taught us, so we want that you can also follow us. And that was Hanji, means yes please. Even though you have the talent or you don't know about that. And she was really very nicely underlined that if you say Hanji, then Baba's blessings will be there, seniors' blessings will be there, and whatever task you're doing, that will be success. Since that, up to now, I see how much success by seeing, by hearing, or by following this word Hanji. When I used to come from London to Madhuban, and during that time, those who left Africa, East Africa, and because of the very severe situations was in Africa, they left without taking anything. So they came London as a refugee, and so they didn't have any passport or visa when they enter in the country. So when I used to come Madhuban, I became like a messenger for those sisters who cannot leave the country. And it was during that time Baba used to meet personally, one-to-one level. And one day, I just went Dadi Gulzar's room. That time only Madhuban was there. And somehow, when Baba came, that whole day, she remained silent. Because to come Shiv Baba into the body, it really takes powerful energy. And so Dadi keeps silence during that day. And when I enter in her room, she looked at me, she gave the powerful drashti, and in that powerful drashti, I was really totally melted, I don't know what to say. And with the signal, Dadi asked, why you are here? So I just gave the message what the sisters requested me about, and very silently, Dadi Gulzar said that when your personal turn comes, let's see what Baba give you the answer. And so that first sight drashti was so magical in my spiritual life that in that drashti, Dadi Gulzar's drashti, it was like belonging feeling, welcoming feeling, like equal drashti for each and every, like Baba's child. She had that benevolent feelings about that. I know that whoever goes to meet Dadi, just feel, I belong to here. Even you go first time or you are a senior, she has equal visions for everyone. So that drashti was so powerful. In that drashti there was a humility, there was a purity, that was very, very like a sweetness in the form of your original forms. You experience that. There is no any fear. There is no any kinds of what Dadi will think about me. But it was such a gentle feelings about, you feel inside that yes, I belong to Baba. So that like self-respect can really very easily, like she can bring in you. So after that, I went back, I gave the message, whatever Baba gave that time. And then one time, Dadi Janki told me to go to America. And because Dadi Gulzar was traveling that time, and in his time, I came to America. America comparison of the England, London was totally isolated. Because in London there are so many brothers and sisters during the Murli class, every day like around about 200 to 300. And first time during that time when I went to America, it was only 2 or 3 or 4. Whole day what to do, don't know. But one thing Dadi Gulzar taught me that, see, Baba wants to do the service unlimited way. So whoever comes, especially in Baba's house, they are very special child of Baba. What you experience, you just share with them, and they will also got that such a feeling. So they will bring next day or after 1 week 4, 5 more people. And she says that not you have to give the lecture, but what you experience, you share that, because experience is such a truth and people like to hear the true story. And when you share with them, they will also experience inside that yes, they also met Baba or they also came to here. So feel like again the belonging. So very easy method Dadi taught me how to really share with everyone. And very naturally. You don't have to think, because when we start to thinking about what I'll share, there is a fear comes. And when there is a fear comes, whatever you want to share, you don't share about that things. And that's why she was very natural, very easy. And he says, just have to share from your heart. Because Baba is the one who is Karan Karavanhar. He's the one who will give the message. You are just an instrument. So that also I will really learn from Dadi, that even though she was Baba's special chariot, but she never consider or she never thinks about like I am the one, but she says I am a simple Baba's instrument. It was such a humility, such a like truth inside, and that was my experience first thing with her. And then afterwards I got the chance to travel with Dadi 2 months. In that traveling, what I learned, why Baba has chosen her as Baba's chariot. She was completely pure, completely innocent like a child. Someone's when they give the like a check, when we travel and they give some money for Madhuban, and she says, what is this thing? And I said, Dadi, this is check which you go in the bank and then you receive this much money. But then she said, it's a paper, where is the money? So that type of the innocence she was. Someone gave the gold coin and she says, what is this thing? And I said, Dadi, this is a gold. But in the gold, it was like a square, but this is round. I said, Dadi, there are very different types of shape of these comes. So you can see and feel that innocent like a child. And afterwards, one time, I remember we went to just see her, that how the science is so like moving forward, and such a like newness, many inventions they may created. So I took them in a Disneyland, and Disneyland, because of what science is doing. It was very interesting. There was also another 2, 3 sisters came with us. We sat in a one chair. In a Disneyland there is a place that you sit in a chair, and how they're moving the chair. And there was a big screen in front, and that shows like you are passing through volcano, you are passing through big whale. So there was a one brother and sister says, Dadi, close your eyes. It's such a scary. And Dadi very innocently, she says, keep your eyes open and you see you are in your chair. Why you are too afraid of? And they were shouting and really screaming about no, Dadi is so scary. And evening time when she started to conduct the class, it was very interesting. She says, look, what science is doing, all the fearful things, it's outside. And they just like creating that types of the ride that is create the fear in you. And you believe that, yeah, it's so much fearful. And what the silence power is teaching you, when you go step by step inside, there is a peace, there is a love, there is a happiness, there is a joy. More you go in a deeper, how much the silence completely, you can see everything, your inner virtues, your powers, your speciality. So that was a contrast she taught that time to all the biggest family, that there is nothing, what is fear is. It's unknown things because you never experienced that and you're creating that fear. In that fear, whatever your talent is, you are not using, you're more suppressing thing. And more you keep the silence, you will know yourself, you will understand yourself, you started to loving yourself, you started to respecting yourself. So that was what she was giving the class during that time. So it's a very interesting, we wanted to more and more show her in a different places that what she's thinking about. So all the time there is a connecting with Baba, what Baba is giving us knowledge, what Baba is showing, what will be in the golden age, what will be the, our future brightnesses. So even though we're playing the part in the present time, but the consciousness, she was keeping that, we are there, we are there. So it was very nice, like a natural experience to be with that moment with her and bringing out your also that naturalness. So that was I experienced with her. And then when we used to come to Madhuban, and first thing she will ask, how was in the class, what is happening. So it's like a very friendly relationship with her. So you will share everything what's happening in your country. And she says, fortunate, Baba already gave the knowledge that this thing happened. So now let's with the power of yoga, by sitting here, how you can share and how you can spread the vibration of that. Dadi was very royal, very pure, and very respective for each and every Baba's child. She's also very clear in the intellect, and that's why I'm sure she became Baba's chariot, because to bring that message from that world to this world is really need that powerful energy and clarity about. She was very like a discipline also in her life. One day I know, like when we have to pull out our slippers or shoes outside, what we do? We just quickly put our shoes anywhere and we come inside, yeah? We never think about that if someone's walk on the chair, on that place, might be they will fall, or it looks such an untidy one. And one time in our center in Los Angeles, they asked me, tell me one thing, what Dadi was doing in a practical life. Because I wanted to, if you can say that, okay, you have to put your slippers online, you have to do, sometimes they think it's too much. But then I says, Dadi always keep her slippers in this way, in such a line. Up to now, they are keeping everything on a line. So it's a more like a practical things. Dadi was like teaching us what Baba taught them, how they taught us. I know last 3 years, now it's 5 years ago, since 2017, when Baba declared that 31st December, this is the Samapti, means the closing time. And after that, Avyat Bab Dada never came in Dadi. But then that 3 years was personally what I experienced, spending lots of time with Dadi, that it was her silence time, and it was her like a winding time, like, you know how the tortoise perform the actions and then it withdrawing. So I felt that she was detaching, withdrawing, and being with like one Baba. 2020, when the first, when we heard about the corona in China, so I was there in Bombay, and I asked, we sisters asked Dadi, do you know there are so many people are dying in the world? And only one answer, Dadi just says, this is beginning. And during that time, many left body. But Dadi just says, this is beginning. So we asked Dadi, what effort we can make? She only says 2 words, Ana means come, and Jana means go. Whenever you have to perform actions, come, perform the actions. When that action's finished, go beyond and be with Baba. Like once again, you can bring that energy. And whenever you have to do task, again you come silently, perform the task. What I felt that was what Dadi's answer, but up to now, it's so useful, because now this is a time for all of us returning journey. In the return journey, many things we have to let go. Yeah? Many things we have to let go. But how I can let go? And that's this practice of Ana and Jana. Come, do, and what is not important things, don't even put your intellect there. Otherwise you have to practice how to detach about that. And that what practically I saw her, she was so detaching about so many areas about. And you feel the vibrations, the time that she was more and more connecting, like remembering Baba a lot. Second thing we asked during that time, what Dadi we practice more about? And again, another word she says, bodiless stage. Asharirepan, bodiless stage. Because this bodiless stage will help to again detach from many areas. What they, in the beginning of the yajna, what they practice about these things. After Murli, there was what Baba was teaching, and after that, they was contemplating and practicing, experiencing this bodiless stage. It's not easy. If you try, when any type of bodily challenge come, if you try to detach, if you don't have a practice, it's not like kind of easy to detach. The pain was more severe, then you can really remembering Baba. That was also like a experience what Dadi also shared about. Third thing, she was telling that more and more practice about soul consciousness. Because that was our main power, main source, that when we remember Baba in the soul consciousness, that purity, that soul's power can come within, and you can see how many areas of all these vices or negativity or body consciousness can disappear. Again, it's your consciously practice. It's not when the time comes I will be very easily, I can be soul conscious. No, it's a longer hours, years of practice. We are very easily influenced by our problems or situations, or sometimes nature or sanskaras of the people, but that is not important. In that moment, if you had again starting the practice about detachment, then really you are conquering. Because I asked Dadi that you are in the beginning 300, all the sisters live together. How you all harmonize your sanskaras or your nature with each other. Sometimes in the center, 2 or 3 sisters also so much little bit conflict of the nature, or sometimes sanskaras you liking, disliking. And here 300, all the sisters were there. And Dadi says that during that time, Baba was allowing us to just more practice about again soul consciousness. And we were so intoxication about the practice of that how we can really bring the golden age here, how we can keep our consciousness beyond about. So that was the practice, what they did in the beginning. And we can also, by doing Karma Yogi stage, by living in our respective place, if I, the soul, play my role, my part, what I received, then you will save a lot of time. But when we influence or looking in others' part, then there are lots of challenging, because so many cues started to appear. Why this, why not that? It should not be like that. It should be, so many questions arise. And they says, we never have this type of thoughts that she is playing their part, I am playing my part. If I want to do something, we give the cooperation, we finish the part very beautifully, and then we remember Baba. So very kind of simple and entertaining part was there. So that was again the practice of soul consciousness, bodiless stage. And she was telling that we never wasted our time into thinking about others, not we create a group and just a gossip about, but in that we just feel about that what Baba taught us, how I can experience and how I can really experience that golden age stage also. So their consciousness more about go to Kalyug to Satyug. So more bringing what will be in the golden age, what we will do in that set. So they was practically experiencing about that. And even though Dadi had bodily sickness, but I never saw on her face any times little bit sound of, sometimes when you have that injection, when they take the blood and you have reaction, expression is different and little bit sound comes out, something, but I never saw or hear the sound. And if there is must be pain, then only just word came out, Baba, Baba, Baba. And that was again, it was a big lessons for when you detach, then only the word Baba appear. Otherwise the pain is more severe and not that. But she was, because of this practice, she was so detached about all this pain. And She created that beautiful example about that even the body is lying, but because of that silence power, she was doing the Baba Seva. So many important people, in the sense that all these doctors, all those VIPs, they came so much closer. I do remember it's not easy to make appointment with different doctors, which they are very professional about. But somehow once they meet Dadi, they make a good excuse to come and sit next to her and wants to really experience these vibrations. So imagine the accumulations of this divine energy, divine power in Baba's loveful remembrance. If Dadi can do, we can also accumulate that power. One time, one doctor came and he was very stressful. He was a very big doctor about the liver. He was more like transplanting liver. And he was very kind of stressed. So he came. During that time, Dadi was not using much words. And Dadi just saw him. And there was a picture. In that picture it was written, "Why you are worried? I am here." That's a beautiful, like one of the picture is written. So Dadi just with her drasti, just showed with the drasti. And doctor also followed that, and then he read. And as soon as he read that, his energy go down and he become a normal. Another time, same doctor, when he came, he had to make a major decision. So there was another picture was written that no matter what happened, your happiness should not go away. So Dadi just gave only drasti to that picture. He looked at, and same times he became normal. So this drasti, what Baba taught us, like keep your eyes open and meditate. So many benefits about that. So how like in Baba's loveful remembrance, our drasti also become very pure, and drasti can do a lot of service. The practical like things, no matter what type of the big VIP or what professional or what your degree is, in front of spirituality is nothing. Just simply Dadi give drasti and things can change. And that persons also say, since I came to Brahma Kumari and met Dadi, is professional wise, very like, became a more like, became a top one, and very busy, but still he says, I never forget what Dadi taught me about to be just relax, just peace, be in the peace. Baba is with me and is performing that task. So whatever Baba taught us in a practical life, we all can do it, and that's why we all are here. So Dadi Gulzar, in the last moment time, more and more remain introverted, and I felt personally, that was my feeling, that during that time yajna was needed, the silence vibrations, the so much power, and the world that time was totally kind of chaos, because job-wise, situation-wise, whole world within a couple of years like completely shut off. So everything was don't know what the next thing will be happen. So I just felt this Dadi's silence power Baba is using for in a spiritual world also and in that Lokik world also. And how Brahmin also became, I felt that so much they also move forward and they also progress so much about their silence power. And in name of Dadi, whenever like Dadi's little bit body was not well, and the message comes, okay, let's we all do meditations for Dadi. I felt Dadi don't need it, but because of the name of Dadi, how much our stage, our internal stage, our connection with Baba, our remembrance of Baba improve a lot. So we came more like closer to Baba and also became like more silent. And also I feel everybody got vairagya, disinterest about many areas. Just more concern about how we can help each other, how we can help the world. And that was more like feeling closeness of Baba. Dadi afterwards remained more and more internal like silence. And when the time came to depart the body, and that was Shivratri day. It was really amazing that since morning it was kind of very slowly process was there, but until 8:30, because all the centers, especially in India, there was flag hosting, Shivratri big programs. So everything kind of finished, and 8:30, little bit started like departing until 10:30. But what I felt, I was there, what I felt that she was, Baba already took her consciousness, and how Baba used her chariot since 1969 until 2017, and lots of respect for the chariot. So those who are in the room felt Dadi means like felt like Baba came and Baba gave like drishti. Why like says Baba? Because it was such a silent, peaceful atmosphere in that moment. Otherwise, those who are very near to Dadi, particularly they do many years service with them, but naturally the tears comes from their eyes. But none of had the tears, but there was so powerful silence was there. And everybody was like taking drishti from that moment. And then afterwards, Dadi just like eyes were stopped but not like left. There was again one doctor was not came, and he was the more like near to Dadi. And as soon as he came, Dadi just like gave the drishti, and very easily, like how Avyak Bab Dada go back, like close the eyes, and then Dadi Gulzar came up, yeah? So this was like that, just close the eyes, and just the Dadi's soul flew away. But the room was totally, completely dead silence. And in that silence, that hospital's, whole hospital, like 4 floors, I think 10 floors, completely they also felt like silence, peaceful way. It was Corona time, and the CEO of that hospital wanted so much respect Dadi. Why? Like they says that since Dadi came in this hospital, and whenever we had our meeting, many times it was many conflict. But since Dadi is in our hospital, we never had conflict. Everything was very peacefully, like our conversation, our interactions, whatever we make decision, it was very peacefully. Dadi is in her room, but the influence, the vibrations goes whole like that area. So we can imagine that how when we are in Baba's loveful remembrance, how much the vibration goes throughout the world. So that was her very beautifully departure time. And very easy and very loving Dadi was, so everything was becoming very smooth and very kind of a light one. That was our Dadi Gulzar. And whenever her like Avyakti Lok created, whatever the material use, the person who gave, that was also like felt, this is not the ordinary persons, what we making this Avyakti Lok, they also very, very kind, very carefully, very peacefully, very dedicating, they was doing things. So I'm seeing that how Baba created or become good example in front of us, all these studies. And those who never met, when they will also remember, I just felt, because they are like an angel right now. And whatever you have, any types of wish or conflict or any challenges comes, when you remember in Baba's love, remembrance to them, they will miraculously comes and help you. I'm sure many you all have the experience of that, yeah? Do you feel that you never met Dadi? Do you feel that? When you saw Avyak Bab Dada? Yeah, now it's a revision of the Avyak Bab Dada. Still we feel Baba's presence is there. Yeah, do you feel that? Yeah, Baba's present. Because in what base we all are here? You know, we experience, because Baba never left, Dadi's never left, she's always there, but in that angelic form. So now it's a beautiful example for all of us also, that how we can also perform that task, that people, wherever in our respective country where we are doing service, they can also feel angel came, angel help us. Yeah? And that's way, just feel inside, they are always with us. Whenever you remember, the present is there. Another beautiful things, what the last moment, when Niluben, the one who was right hand of Dadi, she came at the age of 14, and Dadi gave me the task, give her company. And so when, before 2 weeks prior, when we went to see her, Dadi's room, and Dadi opened her eye and Niluben said, Dadi, I know you want to go, but I'm not ready. Give me some days, chance, that I can make myself prepare. And very lovingly, Dadi was giving that powerful drashti, and she closed her eyes. And then after 1 week, when March 11th, 2021, in the morning 6 o'clock when we went, and she opened her eyes, and Niluben again said, I know you want to go to Baba. Okay, I'm giving you permission, but in one condition, I never left you, because she became her helper 1985 until 2021. And she says that I never left you any time, so you also constant with me. And what I'm seeing now, what she was not, now I seeing how what she's doing, how Dadi is helping her. I'm sure whenever you go in Shantivan, you must visit and must go to all the Dadi's room. And even if you go Dadi Gulzar's room, you feel Baba's presence there. Everybody got chance to go? Everyone? Never? You went to Shantivan? No? So when you go Shantivan, definitely you can go and visit to Dadi's room, even Dadi Janki's room, you feel all the vibrations and the feeling about the presence of that. And even the Dadi Gulzar's also room, when you go, you feel the powerful vibrations of Baba and feel that energy and keep with you wherever you go. Let that energy, Baba's powerful energy, can serve that. You don't have to do anything. Let Baba's that energy can serve to whoever comes in front of you. And that was my personal experience. Don't feel like any types of labor work or any types of hard thing. Everything is possible when you keep our ancestors. You can see all our ancestors behind on the stage. You feel the presence of that, and they are the one who is helping us. They are the one who is doing the task. So allow yourself, be with Baba, and you can see how he's helping. Yeah? So you don't have to work anymore. Baba is the one. Just be instrument. Be your heart and your mind. Let be more clear, not too much why, what, when. Only apply that dot, bindu, that tiny point, remind yourself, and you can see how much Baba is doing the task and using you as an instrument. Anyone have a question? Like to keep silence, yeah? Anyone? Patricia, sister?
You mentioned that Daddy said it's the beginning. So is that the beginning of the end period of destruction? What word would you say she meant?
Sorry, which?
You said that Daddy said it's the beginning.
When that COVID started and so much commotions happened in the world, only that time it was only China side, not in any other country. So Dadi says this is the beginning time, like the destruction in the form of just the beginning. You know, it's like starting. So many things will happen. You know, so that's why the warning was that just we can practice a soul consciousness or bodiless stage, and that will help us to really, whatever the challenge is there, you don't feel the challenge that time. Baba will help you.
Thank you.
Nobody have a question?
Om Shanti. Can you share about a story about a sense of belonging with Daddy and Daddy's relationship with children? Thank you.
my one personal experience about, I came from like traveling from like Los Angeles to Shantivan. It's almost like 36 hours journey. And I refreshed myself and I went to Shakti Bhavan where Dadi is staying. And very like as soon as I enter with the smiling, like she's welcoming and says, "Aa gayi," means you came. And we just exchange some news about, and then I feel like sleepy because of the time difference, 13.5 hour time difference. So I just felt that let me take a little bit nap. So I says I'm going to my room. And Dadi says, no, sleep in next room. So I just went there and I lied. I thought after 1 hour I will wake up. But you know, after 1 hour you don't wake up in jet lag. So I was fast asleep. And then it was almost like 9 o'clock. And so Dadi was telling to sisters that if she wake up in middle of the night, she must be hungry. So we had to keep the food for her. And sister says, okay, we'll put in the kitchen. And Dadi says, middle of the night, how she will know that the food is in the kitchen? So then they was telling sisters, okay, Dadi, what do you think? And my bed was here and there was a table. Dadi says, okay, put the plate here, put the spoon here, put the glass here, put the tiffin here, put the serving spoon here. So she created everything about that. So when she wake up, so she will see the food and she will eat. But make sure the food is warm. You know. So this is like kinds of very caring. Otherwise, Dadi is Dadi. Who am I? But she was so much concerned about that when she wake up, she will be hungry. So, but naturally you feel that like kind of, you know, when if someone's belong, you care about. But anyone of they go, that they make sure that you have everything. You know, you have, she will ask, you need anything? You want to talk to anything? And she makes you very kind of, you feel yourself, because the energy and the vibration was such, her drashti was such that you feel that you belong to that. And I also remember one time, one soul, something make some, not mistake, but not according to Baba's Srimad. And that soul was crying and just says, I'm sorry I did this thing. And Dadi says, okay, you just accept it. Now you can wipe out your tears. Dadi gave one napkin and said, wipe out, smile, and go outside. Nobody knows that you cry. So she makes sure that, you know, nothing happened, nobody know your story, nobody know nothing. You can go and just remain like that. So feel like only when you belong to, so you care about, you really make sure that they are okay. And she also like gives the courage about that if you don't feel to speak out, just write down and give to Dadi, like Dadi, what you did. And then soul says, no, it's easy to write, but I want to speak so I can have a courage. So Dadi encouraged that way, that how you can really be light inside and also you can clear about that things. Not like I'm scolding or why do you did this thing, nothing. And that's what we learn about how Baba taught them and how they become an idol example. So how we can also become like that. No matter what other soul is doing, but I just want to do how Baba taught them. So it was very easy to observe and to do it. Many like kinds of incidents about that. So let's we practice boiler stage.
शिव पिता को अब याद करो, मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है। अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में तुमको आना है। शिव पिता को अब याद करो। का स्वर्णिम युग है, शिव पिता फिर से आया है।
ब्रह्मामुख से शिव बाबा ने वही गीता ज्ञान सुनाया है।
कलयुग का अंत अब आया है, विकराल विनाश खड़ा आगे।
अब हम सबका शिव पिता ने बतलाया है।
शिव पिता को अब याद करो। पांडव शिव शक्ति सेना की रणभेरी अब फिर बजती है।
शिव बाबा के ज्ञान से फिर माया को मार भगाना है।
शिव पिता को अब याद करो, सतयुग में तुमको आना है। शिव पिता को अब याद करो, मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है। अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है। सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है।
धाम में तुम्हें गाना है।
She was the embodiment of the silence. And that's why we see that how our world needs silence, our element also needs, so how we can really be in that silence, how we can spread the vibrations. So what is around us, they can also become silence. And silence power is so powerful that any types of challenge or any types of problems can become silence also. And whenever you have to make decision, anything, and if you go in silence, you can really got your answer also. I really practically saw Dadi Janki that when she was meeting and she had like her stomach problem, and suddenly the severe pain started, and she just indicate one moment, and she went in a silence, and then after a few minutes she continues where she was stopped. I was thinking if I had a pain, and then I forgot what I was saying, but she was so connected. And just with that silence power, they was conquer any type of the challenge. not with the words. Words create sometimes misunderstanding also, or sometimes there is no any kind of solution. But as soon as we go silence, and silence is what? Remembering Baba, connecting ourselves with Baba, and keeping everything internal world silence, you can see how much the effect around us. And that's why how all the dadis really conquer whatever it was. Just for us is things they are sick, but no, that's opportunity for them to be with Baba without any disturbance. So that was really seeing that why Baba says drama is kalyankari, drama is beneficial. Everything what is happening is connections with somewhere, something, and at the end the result is always good. And that's what they became an embodiment of that. I'm sure you all feel that we belong to Baba, yeah? Even though we cannot see Baba, but we feel that I belong to Baba and Baba belongs to me. How Baba has chosen me and how I accepted Baba. So there is a connections between Baba and us. Same thing, connections between all the ancestors. They're really dedicating their life. We have many facilities. We have many refined knowledge about, but they have to go into the depth of each point, and they became a point. So how we can also go into each point, what Baba is saying. No matter what happened, your happiness should not go away. Yeah? And also Baba shows us the reason why your happiness goes away. So that moment, I have to withdraw myself, go inside, check in and check out. So we are all Baba's powerful children. That it's Baba's yajna. Baba is the one. This time, that was my experience. Okay, none of the dadis around what before we used to, but it's Baba's yajna. And how Baba's yajna sustaining, how Baba's yajna is moving forward towards that things. So each one of us very valuable, very special in this yajna, and how we can really maintain our stage and let help each other in their spiritual term, and we can see whatever the scenery will come in front of, Baba will take before that, so we will not suffer. Yeah? So that's why Baba says that use everything in a worthwhile way. And all the dadis was very economical, especially here, the thought-wise, just not think too much and don't speak too much. Wherever's needed, you say thing and then just be with Baba. It's such a beautiful, you don't waste your time, your energy, but you really gain so much into that. And that was experience with these dadis, that just their drashti make everything change also. So just see how much in my drashti there's a power of purity, Baba's love for remembrance, because drashti is the one, and that was the last Dadi's drashti, like exchanging with drashti and understanding what Dadi was saying. Last, when I was taking leave from Dadi, 2021, before she went completely in the silence, she gave me long drashti, maybe 30-40 seconds. And during that time, our mind started to chat what she's talking to me. But then I said, stop it, let you can take. When time comes, it should be reveal itself. like the Dadi was giving drishti, it was such a kind of silence power. So sometimes your mind started to analyze what she's thinking about or what she's saying about. Then I says, no, stop it. Right now, this is time to take it. And then the time comes, it should be reveal itself. So when I went to my service station, automatic one by one things happening because of the COVID. And I know what this silence power is helping, because so much fear, even in the Brahmin in the beginning. So how you can really handle that? The fear in the outside world also. So many people calls about that, and so many was dying also. So constantly around us, so many types of thick energy was there. But this, like this drishti, was really calming, cooling, and giving them really support about that. So automatically, naturally was happening. So that's why like just we take and then let Baba can help, drama can help. We don't interfere in that part, but let naturally everything can really work out about. Yeah? Even if you are, let's say you are shouting, afterwards you have to be calm down, yeah? You have to cool down. Why should I waste my time that? So take as much as, and then you can see how it's working with you. Sometimes there is, don't know, the words, the feeling is so strong. Dadi was not speaking too much. It was more like silence. In silence, the communication was more like that. So Baba also says that, silence power, and more you keep silence, everything will be more clear, will happen. And time will show us. Yeah? Okay. Om Shanti.
परम विभूति दादी को हम याद कर रहे, परम विभूति दादी को हम याद कर रहे, भगवान से मिलाया धन्यवाद कर रहे, भगवान से मिलाया धन्यवाद कर रहे, जिनकी अथक सेवा से गुलशन है गुलजार, अपनी अनोखी न्यारी प्यारी दादी गुलजार, दादी गुलजार.
Thank you, sister. It's like going with Dadi Gulzar's experiences is, for me, is like being with her and experiencing her. So thank you so much for taking us to that journey. And this evening we have special meditation in Pandavavan. So just a reminder for all of you.